Welcome to Sound Pharmacy, and today in our previous video we were talking about this phenomenon called sound, and we broke it down and we said for sound to happen there must be a source, and we said there should be a vibration happening in that source, and lastly we say there is always a medium, and lastly this sound will be heard by the consumer or the person that is listening. So I want us to break down the sound system, because when a sound system, for a beginner, when they see a sound system, they see a mystery and everything is not really understood in their mind. And but I want us to break it down in Alemanese language and how you should see any sound system, however big it is, however big it seems to be. What it comprises of is categorized into three. I would say three. Any sound system is categorized into three. And one is the source. However big the sound system is, there is source or sources of the sound or sounds that are happening there. Be it an event, there is a section of sources of sounds, and among these there can be microphones, there can be instruments, and basically those two, the source or the sources. It is literally the same thing with how we broke down this thing of the phenomenon of sound. There is always a source. So even a sound system, however big it is, there is a source or sources of the sounds that you're hearing. That is the first category. The second category is the category of processors, or what we would call the sound processors or signal processors. So the signal, the sound that is produced by these sources, either by cable or by wireless connection, is sent to the processors, and these processors are now, the number is limitless, but one of them, we could have a mixer, we could have an equalizer, or what we call an EQ, we could have a crossover, we could name them. There are many. We could have a compressor, and a lot of them. And so the sound system might have a couple of these, might have 100 of these, but just know those are processors. They are all in the category of processors. However complicated the setup is, however complicated the connections, the signal is passing through here, going to the other one, from here to there, from here to there, they are all processors. Don't be confused, and let anyone confuse you just because of their big setup and they want to inform you that the things are complicated. They are all processors. So the last category is outputs. So these are the three. There are sources, there are processors, and there are outputs. And this is the basic of any sound system. Any sound system goes through this. There are sources, there are processors, and there are outputs. So so these outputs, we could have either but outputs specifically, it is what is going to help you now hear what has been processed. This sound has been processed in whichever way it has been processed. It has been EQ'd, it has been compressed, and everything that has been added onto it. And now there is the last step. The last category is outputs, and this is basically speakers. These speakers, we could also The amplifiers might not really fall into the processors. They are really under the category of outputs, because they are just boosting that signal to be loud enough to run these output transducers, the speakers. So however big the sound system is, never be confused. That sound system is broken down into three. However big the sound system is, I repeat, however big the sound system is, don't ever be confused. That sound system is categorized into three. There are sources or source of that sound. There are signal processors, sound processors, those processors, and their outputs, which are basically speakers that are helping you to hear that sound as sound. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share.